Perhaps deserts too were once green and drenched in oceans that breathed cool air until they refused to walk through the waters with their hands and mouths open to drink. And when these thoughts successfully befriended my mind, sanctity in my joy was ripped, took the keys to the doors of my pride, locked me out of the cells. In despair's embrace I wandered, lost in the depths where hope and solace dwells. Bound by the chains of betrayal stings, my instincts yearned to break free from my oppressive spells. But it isn't an offense to confess what first fenced your dignity. I do because they must recompense me. I could not fit in any longer. I was a square whose angles were never equal, and they were triangles that didn't care if I had right, yet still referred to themselves as the right angles ones, whose hypotenuse was rather the square root of the squares of my miseries plus my imprisonment, rather than being the opposite of whatever forgery that leaned adjacent to their arrogantly intolerant bodies. If my poetic fluidity should ever slip me off from the strong, smooth arms of this world into another world, let's just say a place above the skies where angels bow and serve humans without how I would choose to call it Africa. Not just because it's a land full of wonders with beauty that is hard to manufacture. Her beauty is a treasure I forever seek to capture. Her diversity is a tapestry of cultures I can't enrapture, and for her prosperity I can't enrapture as well. And when I'm ever asked to say my name, I would instead choose to describe myself, for the mere wording of my name will not give you a glimpse of how I was alive in the chasms of slavery before I was birthed in that world. I ate from a bowl that was often filled with roasted whippings of disgrace, cooked from the pots of dehumanization and imprisonment. I bathed in my own pool and tears. But I was rich but poor. I slept with my eyes open because I could not even afford a dream. I guess this was the hopeless reality from which my hopeful tranquility evolved. Sorry, bro. To the east of my starlights, pyramid that point to the light of civilization, sparkling diamonds and golds roll from the center to the east, to drown into the gushing oils from the north towards the south. After freedom we dance, and from my movement, unless you do not own eyes, you will see glory. A Kilimanjaro who speaks rise to kiss the clouds for our dreams to touch heaven. Our languages tell all my stories, and when my mom said Tukudivi, we won't be disappointed, I saw the resilience gathered around a glorified experience around her skin, like the sun's relentless gaze in a haze. Dear eyes, I want you to see all 54 flags as one. Dear ears, you've heard me speak of myself as an African, so dear hands, I want you to write this poetry not with metaphors, and do not etch these words on the sand at the seacoast. Instead, scribble them on rocks. For I would always love to have my story undefiled. Dear mouth, do not apologize for how your accent defines your roots. It simply tells you that we do not cross borders to see the relics of our molded ancestral streets. I am an African.